Welcome everyone to Penang, the ancient link between Europe and Asia, and probably the most diverse place in all of Malaysia. Quoting The Lonely Planet, combine three distinct and ancient cultures, indigenous and colonial architecture, shake for a few centuries, garnish with a burgeoning tourism scene, and you've got the tasty urban cocktail that is Georgetown. We took a full day of just walking through the city and exploring the different districts. Little India with its spices in the air, music everywhere on the streets, and then just a few blocks over, Chinatown with its hustle and bustle and very unique Chinese culture. One of Georgetown's biggest attractions is probably the mural culture. There are murals literally everywhere, and most of them are designed to fade into reality. So you see bikes and motorcycles, and some of them even invite you to participate and be part of the mural. So we had a lot of fun with that. The general vibe of the city is very laid back, super hipster, probably more than San Francisco or other similar places, but fading into a very deeply rooted culture in mostly Chinese background that you can see on every corner in the streets. The history of the Chinese here is really interesting because when a lot of Chinese came to seek for a better fortune and life, they were actually forming clan associations. So different Chinese families organized in what they call jetties, which are stilt houses on the water that's organized for housing, for work, and to take care of each other. And those jetties are still there. You have to fill out applications to live there and subject to the rule set of that association. And today they're very open to tourism. You can buy a lot of stuff there, but it was still a lot of fun and very interesting to walk through it and to see the still very vivid jetty life. One of the other big attractions in Georgetown is the Blue Mansion, which was commissioned and built by Chong Fat-se, who was a Hakka merchant trader who had left China as pretty much a penniless teenager and then established a vast financial and business empire throughout East Asia. And that way he earned the dual subscription, Rockefeller of the East and the last Mandarin. The building was absolutely mind-blowing. Gorgeous rooms. I think it had almost 40 rooms with 220 windows. It was built in 1880 and has been actually rescued from ruins several times. And the interesting thing about it is how it blends both Eastern and Western designs in its rooms. Today you can actually stay there and have your weddings there. And I'm not sure how much it costs, but I'm sure it's worth every penny. So after all this sightseeing and a little bit of snacking on the side, we were ready for some food. Georgetown is Malaysia's food capital, and some even say it's Southeast Asia's food capital. It's home to 5 distinct cuisines through all of the diversity and the immigrants. Cheap and very delicious open-air hawker centers, lots of seafood, legendary fruits, and it's really combining both quality and quantity literally everywhere we went. A true find was the China House, which is actually a complex of 3 different shop houses, having a dining outlet, a cafe, a bakery with amazing cakes, and then a bar with live music at the end of your evening. Next to all the culture and the excitement of Georgetown, Penang actually has a lot more to offer, including the Penang National Park on the far northwest, which has lots of different trails leading to different beaches and hosts a lot of wildlife for you to explore on your hikes. We actually ended up seeing a Komodo dragon right on our way into the park, who was hanging out by the beach. The national park has different hikes, totally depending on how strenuous you want to go and how much workout you want to get in. There's shorter hikes that would lead you right to, for example, Monkey Beach, a very popular beach where you're supposed to see monkeys kind of playing in the sand. But there's also more strenuous hikes that lead you over the mountain to the valley on the other side, and very secluded beaches that were less populated, so that is the route that we ended up taking. Turtle Beach on the other side was absolutely breathtaking, with the only downside being that we didn't end up seeing any turtles, but the hike and the views were well worth it. And the good thing was that we had arranged for a pickup when we left the park headquarters, so we had a boat coming in to pick us up and supposedly take us to Monkey Beach and then back to the headquarters, but the ride ended up being an interesting one. Although we had tons of fun on the boat and we were glad that we had arranged for it, the waves were actually so high that the boat could not turn into Monkey Beach, so we ended up going back to the park headquarters directly. What would a beach day be without ending it in style? So we chose to end it at the Rasa Sayang Resort in Batu Ferringhi, which was the only 5-star resort on Penang. And we had breathtaking views, a few little drinks, and then went down to the beach to get a massage right on the water, and ended the day with sunset and some dancing on the beach, and it was the perfect ending to our Penang experience. Although there are more prime beach locations in Malaysia, I would always highly recommend Penang for the experience of the multicultural diversity of Georgetown in combination with the nature that you're able to encounter in the Penang National Park. We definitely had a blast, and I hope so did you. And I really look forward to hopefully have you on board next week again when I travel to Singapore. So stay tuned and see you soon.